Hi Taurus, it is your Cosmic Auntie here, the interstellar storyteller, and this is going to be your August tarot reading. So this could be interesting for Taurus suns, so Taurus moons, risings, any kind of aspect, placement, transit that you may be experiencing in Taurus. Maybe you're really feeling into your earth energy. I don't know, maybe this has just come up randomly on your travels on the internet. However this video found you, I'm just glad that you're here. Please stay if you would like. I already feel like this is going, like you and Aries have kind of been a similar vibe. Like all the readings are interesting, but I'm really getting a sense that we're going to get into just a really deep conversation. So let's begin. Taurus. Actually, I'll put you over here. All right, so Taurus, tarot's never supposed to tell you something you don't already know. When a message resonates, you'll just know, and if it doesn't, please don't make anything fit, okay? As you pay attention to this video, just always check in with your own inner knowing, your own inner guidance, okay? You know yourself best. I would like these readings to feel kind of like a tasting plate of energy. Take what you want, leave the rest. All right, Taurus. So the image that I received for you, interesting. The image that I received for you this month was actually like a looking glass, but it was cracked along the diagonal. Now I want to stress that this does not feel bad at all. This actually feels really positive, and I will explain, okay? Because as I was feeling into that image, I also, like, the energy alerted me to the song Reflection from Mulan, okay? And it's all about not feeling like their image, their reflection matches who they are inside, okay? And so with that crack, it feels as though there's a certain release and shattering of that reflection. So if you know what I mean, like there's a sense of the inside matching the outside and shattering an image, which is so interesting because these two came out where your love inside, your energy, everything was like you expanded out of a certain image and mold, right? Or there's a certain sense of realizing that reflection didn't match how you feel inside. And over the past 7 years, because Uranus has been transiting the sign and it's going to be coming out of Taurus soon, and there's so much that each and every one of us has learned about our physical bodies, how we feel in our physical selves, how the fact that everything is connected, and allowing this authenticity and discovering this authenticity, and that we are individuals within a collective, right? Taurus, you have taught us about our resources, ourselves. And so I can only imagine all of the, like, honestly, chaos and deconstruction, reconstruction, all of the things that must have had been occurring within this 7 years, like, and as this transit is coming to an end, and this last full moon in Aquarius, these are all about breakthroughs. And also Aquarius, I mean, the moon conjuncted Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, and I think that'll be the last time the moon comes around and meets Saturn, I think, anyway. So again, there's this breakthrough, Taurus. And I'm sensing that the song Reflection is hearkening back to the beginning of this transit, or the beginning where, you know, a past time where you have realized that a certain there's reflections not matching who you are inside, and doing what you need to do to match the inside with the outside and the outside with the inside, if that makes sense. And not constricting yourself to fit certain images, and certain reflections that are a comfort zone that you've really outgrown, it is limiting, it is constricting. Also, like, your expression of love, like how you express that love, there's been a certain like control and constriction with that. And I sense there's been a freedom of how you express your love, and who you decide to share your love with, and how you are wanting to receive love. Very interesting. Let's keep these on the board, actually. 8 of Coins. You've been working really hard. There's been like skills that you've been practicing. There's been dedication, Taurus, to this process, mining for the gems of your soul and bringing them to the surface, breaking free, using love to break free. This expression, this power of you, life and love, capital L, Taurus, realizing that you are life experiencing itself, and that this is your life to live, and shrinking to match someone else's reflection, or a reflection that you think that you should have, or like anything that doesn't match like your authentic self. And there's a sense of like shrinking to feel like there's just, I sense you're looking at yourself and you don't feel that way anymore. There's been so much work done to match the inside with the outside with the inside, and there's this reflection. There is a reflection about the time you had that first reflection. Oh my gosh, I hope that makes sense. You're reflecting on your growth, on when you made that realization that you've maybe go back, and if you're resonating with this, go back to and Google those lyrics and think of that time, because there's a growth process I'm sensing here with it being shattered. Like that image is no more. And yeah, so we have the Magician, the 5 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. This is like, whoa, Taurus, you have fought for yourself in this creative way and stood up for yourself, and like, wow, committed to the process, the forgery, the fire, and the sorry, that was not my rings, of you, of your authentic self. Yeah, there's just so much that I sense that you being, like you're standing up, battling for yourself, battling with yourself, battling for yourself, standing up for yourself, freeing yourself, and being willing to fight for it. Taurus, I love to see it, because there's so much that you've been, you're patient, sweet, loyal, hardworking Taurus, and that will never change. There's just a certain freedom in regards to how you express yourself, protect your love, protect your energy, and how you share your energy. And that's probably caused a lot of havoc in your life in some way. And I sense you being willing to, battle that and fight for yourself. Fight for your right to create the life that you want, and express yourself the way that you like to express. your truth, your boundaries, everything. And it's also very creative. Like, look at these hands with their fire. Like, there's just like such a realization of your power, your willpower, your action, your creativity, as well as perhaps even your destruction. There's things that I sense you're being willing to kind of burn to the ground in order to grow in a healthier way and blossom. And, you know, there's so much amazing like willpower here. The Five of Swords is a card of conflict and battle. That's where I'm getting this, and it's kind of situated right under the Four of Coins, which is this kind of constricting energy where there's like, maybe there's a, you know, it's just constricting. It's kind of like, it's uncomfortable looking. And especially with the cards kind of around it here, like it's like, it's begging to be cut so that those, you know, vines can get where they need to go, have the room that they need to be able to spread out, take up space, you know, be natural. Yes, Taurus, the world. Endings, beginnings. There's so much that you have prepared for this point, and it is happening. You've shattered through the illusions that you were banging, your spirit was banging up against other people's reflections that required you to be somewhat smaller and minimize yourself in order to fit them, and also reflections that you thought that you should have of yourself, and views of yourself, images of yourself, and all of these things that like your spirit was like, they're not matching who you truly are in some way. And like, wherever that lies for you, like, you've done some serious like work in order to free yourself, step up for yourself, fight for yourself, and battle these comfort zones, right, Taurus? Because there's just like, with Uranus moving through your sign, like this is a card of like zapping electricity, like they're gonna that planet's gonna shake things up. And Taurus, like, I sense, right, we had a reading, like I forget where it was, but it was like remembering that you're the seasons, remembering that you too are allowed to change and shift, have seasons within seasons, right? Cycles. There's like weather that you're allowed to have, Taurus, because like there's been just such a notion of pigeonholing Taurus into that like hardworking, loyal, like committed archetype. And that, like I said, is not going anywhere. It's just that your life is your own, and who you share it with is also like your choice and your birthright. How you, and so like whatever tries to keep you in one place in this limited sense, like I sense there's just like really shattering out of it. I just saw like a window smashing, and yeah, that like looking glass with the crack in it. It's like, no, you think you know me, but you do not. And that even goes to like past versions of yourself. Like there's so much that I've talked about this with almost every sign. Things that we experience in life, we can internalize them and give voice to them, and it becomes part of us in a way, and that means that we can get in our own way. And recognizing where those come from and eliminating the fact that that is not your voice to begin with. Oh, I love this crystal ball. Sorry, Taurus. But that too is like almost allowing this, your curious self, like not to be so serious all the time, and like not to just be available for everyone all the time. Again, it doesn't mean that you aren't loyal, hardworking, committed, and giving, and supportive, and all those things that like come with the Taurus archetype. It's like the stubbornness is being enacted in a way where it's like you're being stubborn in order to free yourself, instead of being stubborn in regards to limiting yourself in some way too, because there's a comfort zone that's being broken out of here, and a whole new veranda, a whole new view, a whole new road opening, and it's of your own making, Taurus, and it's awesome. It's so awesome because there's just more facets of you I sense that you're filling out and bringing to the surface, and getting rid of the comfort zones that you have outgrown. Again, the reflection song. It's like you're reflecting on your reflection and the hard work that you've done in order to shatter through that and be able to look at yourself and like see that like matching energy. Like, yes, Taurus, give yourself a pat on the back, because I do sense a sense of matching, of like seeing what yeah, like, yes. It's such interesting energy, like this bliss and this anxiety together, but it feels like your love and your bliss has been that antidote to the places that are trying to hold you back. Like, by leaning into your joy, by leaning into your happiness and bliss and making more space in your life to feel happy, joyful, creative, blissful, anything like that, like where your joy, Taurus, it is the thing that fully combats that place where like this hand feels like it's dragging down that other hand. And sometimes people also want to destroy your joy and your happiness, your bliss, because it makes them uncomfortable in some way, but that is not yours to manage. Okay, it is not yours. It does not mean shrink or do. And I feel like you really know that now, Taurus. You really know that, and you can see this. Like, you can really spot it out when someone is like jealous of your peace or your joy. And it doesn't mean that your life is perfect. Far from it. You have gone through some crazy ass shit. Like, I just know that because being a human is wild, but also with Uranus transiting through your sign, like Taurus, you have gone through some major shakeups, shakedowns, all of it. And being able to hold on to your joy throughout it all, like, people, so some of you may be experiencing people being like shifty in regards to like your peace, or jealous, or like trying to drag you down in some way. Others of you may be really like using your joy to really be that antidote to the places where you are even finding yourself holding yourself back. And maybe you might feel that on multiple levels and a little bit of both. I don't know, but some of you may be really feeling this internally and like combating your self-limiting belief with like focusing on joy and bliss, and accessing your inner like emotional core, because you've had to, in regards to these shakedowns and shakeups and like all of this stuff we were just talking about. And that, I mean, it goes in full circle. So like, because you're able to do that, that may threaten other people. Don't listen to them. Okay, don't listen to the old outdated beliefs either. Keep looking at that looking glass that is no longer reflecting a false version of you. You're seeing your authentic you. You see yourself authentically in your life, and the reflection that you are getting from your life matches your authenticity, and that is incredible. I'm so proud of you, Taurus. Yes, that inner flame, that inner lantern, that inner light, that relationship and friendship you've built with yourself, the access to your depth, your ability to reflect and really look at like how far you've come. You've done it, Taurus. You're doing it. Like, and it's constantly an unfolding process, but there is like this reality here where, again, not to be redundant, witnessing the reflection that you're getting from your surroundings is matching the frequency of your authentic self. Amazing. Let's do some oracle from the Lightworker deck. All right, what's coming up for Taurus? Alchemical mutation. Yes. And I feel like there's one more. Alchemical mutation. Yeah, there's just so much. There's a massive transmutation happening here. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. There is. Taurus. What's the second one for Taurus? This deck has so much to say to you. Taurus. Taurus. There we go. The second ray of wisdom. It's so blue too, your throat chakra. You rule the throat. Which is how you speak up for yourself, how you express yourself, speak your truth, communicate. A lot, Taurians often have like a gorgeous voice, in some way speaking voice, a remarkable laugh, or a certain kind of canter, singing voice, narrating voice, anything like that, Taurus, so let's get into this and see what's going on. So we've got alchemical mutation first. There it was. Your spiritual growth is changing your mind, body, and soul. It is very real. It is helping you fulfill all aspects of your divine destiny. It is awakening spiritual talents and attracting in new energies. This process will bring tremendous joy and satisfaction. Yeah. So interesting. The body changes as light enters. Alchemy is catalyzed and transformation happens. Sometimes the appearance of the body changes. There will be change in how the body feels, responds, acts, and creates. Radiance increases. Lightness of being increases. If you have clairvoyant vision, you will see the increase in light, as though the person is actually lit up from within, and they are. Spiritual abilities become grounded in the body, and the person can channel healing energy just as naturally as they would set the dinner table. The spirit becomes a living reality in the body, and the material world is experienced as an extension of the divine light. Wow, Taurus, yes. What a beautiful way to wrap up this reading. So much of your gifts you've brought right to your fingertips. The Magician, right? And have like protected, fought, stood up for those and made way for those. And there's just, again, this match and energy I sense you sensing with yourself, within yourself. Spiritual abilities become grounded in the body, and the person can channel healing energy just as natural as they would set the dinner table. There's this ease with expressing your gifts, with sharing your gifts, utilizing your gifts. You also know how to protect your gifts more, and like have these boundaries and be like fierce with protecting your peace and your authenticity, and being really discerning with the spaces you find yourself in, because there's no shrinking yourself anymore, right, Taurus? No way. Okay, second ray of wisdom. And like, to any person, place, or thing that tries as well. With love. Like there's like this like you can't touch me kind of energy and with grace. I love to see it. Okay, so second ray of wisdom. The second ray of wisdom is a consciousness of loving wisdom straight from the heart of the universe. It amplifies the magnetic power of attraction, empowering you to pull into your life all that is needed for your life's work. It brings the opportunity to heal, restore, and understand through the power of love and the light of ancient wisdom. The spiritual master, known as the Buddha, is with you now to help you fully receive and integrate the blessing of this ray of light from the universe. Wow. Wow. The second ray of wisdom is the energy of the open and loving heart of the universe. It is inclusive, drawing all things toward it with an invisible magnetism. It is gifted to you at this time to help you attract in your life the people, opportunities, and teachings that will help you succeed in your life's mission. Taurus. Wow, I just feel like, yeah, like with this last moon, the moon in Aquarius, there's just this breakthrough for all of us, but especially for you in regards to really seeing yourself in your environment and reflecting your environment's reflection matching your authenticity. Okay, well, I hope it was helpful in some way. I'm really proud of you and I love you very much, and I look forward to checking in with you next month. All right, Taurus,